suppose if you don't mind, I'm going to just go into a small bit of what the Garda Síochána do. I'm not going to keep you here all day, but just a couple of minutes. But I suppose it would be remiss of me not to mention suicide, how many families it hits throughout the country. It leaves people reeling, confused, with many, practically everybody, with unanswered questions, and that may be even at the end of the full process where we have an inquest. The organisation that I represent here today on Garda Síochána, we don't have all the answers. We don't profess to have all the answers. And I suppose in our daily work we come in contact with people who are bereaved through suicide. I suppose some people can be, and I use the word lucky, to not meet suicide situations in our organisation, and some people can meet it very, very regularly. The representation of the people that I stand for here today, people should remember they're just a group of men and women who deal with victims of suicide, and I use the word victims. And I thought about using that word before I came here today because I suppose while we as an organisation we have a wealth of experience, individually we can be tested to the extremities of human endurances. I can honestly say that from the bottom of my heart. I would say that as time has evolved, we as an organisation, we've improved dealing with victims and victims' charters, and again I'm putting in the word victim. I hope that we've improved. We have an enhanced policy dealing with people that are bereaved through suicide, and I think all the agencies, the HSE and all the other frontline services deal with suicide. Today I think of, I don't know if there's any representation here from the civil defence, all the different inshore rescue and people that deal with suicide on a daily basis. It isn't easy to deal with, and I thank them for their support to Garda Síochána over the past. Again, I want to just say that it isn't easy on members of the Garda Síochána, because some of them, remember, they may be bereaved as well, and they may have relatives, close relatives, and they may be coming from a situation at home where they had something that they dealt with on an individual basis, maybe in the last couple of weeks. It's only very recently that we ourselves as an organisation have support available to us on a 24-hour basis, and we didn't have that. So you had maybe people who were dealing with suicide, trying to assist other people, but in actual fact they were going through the same trauma themselves, because coming from one week, it might happen that on an airway, 2 weeks later they're in nights and they come on a similar situation. So it's only recently that we've had that assistance available to us, and for dealing with other heavy traumas as well. I suppose coming back to the book, that's the reason we're here today. I think I read it, I was lucky that I read it, that I get a book read before I came here, and I thank Reading for sending it on to me online before I came here today. But the booklet that's presented here today, it's a wonderful guide and assistance to people. It is painstakingly put together, very, very well researched, and very efficiently and quickly done, from what I understand here today. I commend everybody that has been involved in it. Remember that this briefing document alone, that this will never end any of the pain or the turmoil that will go with suicide, but it will be a guide and it will be an assistance. One line that I just looked in this morning when I was going through finally, and I looked at it and I said, it's actually in the preface there, nothing can erase the painful imprints on your mind, but there are softer memories that time will let you find. And if you're thinking of stopping, read that a couple of times, I think it will impinge on everybody that will get assistance from the booklet. I suppose this epitomises feelings associated with sudden death. Page 6 of the booklet, it deals with why the Gardaí are involved. It gives a broad position on the obligations of members of the Garda Síochána and other agencies to report and to investigate such occurrences. We have to account to the coroner it is important to know that our involvement, we're acting on behalf of the coroner, and primarily it is how to establish how, when and where a death occurred. And people should not forget that. I suppose the suicide that took place, it's not a criminal investigation, but still it has all the hallmarks of going to a house in uniform, a guard car outside, a body going to a post-mortem. It's very, very dramatic in the family, but I suppose, again, I want to reiterate that it's not a criminal investigation, but we always have to eradicate any, where there's any doubt. And when we give the feedback to families afterwards, they do appreciate it, and they do think that, as I said, we're getting better with dealing with people, and that we ask people now at an inquest to ask questions, before people come in. And I suppose I'm just going to come on to that now. All suicides have to be followed by a post-mortem, which is just to establish the cause of death, and as near as possible the time of death. That's very important afterwards when a person is getting a death certificate. And Gareth, we take statements in all cases, so we have to put together the last person that saw a person alive. We have to go through all the formalities and present that to a coroner. I suppose in my role as the district officer, Gareth Superintendent here in Bantry, I will present the case before a coroner and call the witnesses at an inquest. Regarding the inquest, I suppose I introduced the scheduled timeline for inquest here in this district, and what that actually is, that if an inquest is set for 2 o'clock on a certain date, we try and judge how many witnesses and not call the next family perhaps until 3 o'clock. So that takes away a small bit of the pain that you don't have, because maybe on a day of inquests you could have maybe 9 sudden deaths. Then it may not all be suicide, 9, possibly 10, often up to 12. But you have a big group of people associated with that, and maybe each family, there'll be a guard investigator, maybe one guard is going 3 or 4 cases. But you would have a grouping of people that would follow each inquest, and a family that could be 2 or 3 with one, there may be 9 or 10 with another. So I just try to introduce the timeline. Now, I suppose if you have a death that's on the same day where there's a fatal traffic accident, there are more witnesses, and that could take maybe an hour and a half or 2 hours. So then I try and gauge. You may come in at the end of one, but certainly you won't be there. You won't have to sit through the pain of hearing maybe another suicide or another death when you're going through your own grieving. So that's something that we have introduced here in this district, and we do get good feedback from it. I suppose I should explain to anybody as well that there are certain inquests that have to be held with a jury. We'll say fatal traffic accident, as I mentioned, if there's a death in a prison or in a mine or in any of the institutions, a hospital, you have to have an inquest with a jury. The coroner for this area is Mr. Frank O'Connell, I don't know if he's here today. He's very sympathetic and understanding to cases that people associate with suicide, and very understanding, who also have to give evidence, and would have to be there in person, is also the pathologist, who's Dr. Bowerstock. She's a fantastic lady, and she will always answer questions, particularly surrounding suicide, when the family would ask it, and we would encourage it. So you can ask questions, and we won't go into it now, but what I will do afterwards, if there's anybody who wants to speak to me for a few minutes, I will talk. This lady is also, she also acts as a state pathologist in cases where we would have a criminal nature, so she would have a twofold role. I suppose, look, I just said I'd explain that in brief details. Again, look, I want to go back to the book, if that's why we're here today, but I did have to mention what ourselves as an organisation do. I'd like to thank everybody that has been associated. There are too numerous to mention, and I'm not going to do any individuals. I'd like to thank the people that supported both the conception through the research and also the financial contributions. Finally, and I suppose, I hope this is taken in the best spirit, I hope that going forward, that people that can assist, including government bodies, will reach that little bit further and offer support to people with trauma, either it be physical trauma, a mental trauma, or they can assist in any way and reduce the number of suicide. I think that this in turn, if there's investment in these areas, that it will reduce the number of people that will have to read this booklet. So look, finally, I thank you for your time and putting up with me there for the last 5 minutes. But on behalf of Gareth Con, I want to be associated with this. I think it's a fantastic booklet, and I wish you success going forward. Thank you.